Coloring book prices are rising, Rolling Stone spotlights coloring, and TikTok, it's getting more heat. Meanwhile, a cozy brand partners up with a fast food chain and a cosmetic brand. Plus, I've got the latest book releases, Illustrator updates, and the latest coloring trends. But before we continue, I was hoping you could give this video a thumbs up if it helps you in some way. Now let's dive into this colorful chaos.
Let's start with what caused a storm of opinions. But first, a question. Can we truly understand a creative culture by scrolling through popular hashtags? According to a handful of YouTube creators, the answer is yes. 4 videos surfaced claiming that TikTok is ruining hobbies like coloring. The 2 that got the most attention came from a talented artist and a lifestyle influencer. Neither of them appeared to be involved in the coloring community. To give you a taste, these videos argue that owning more than a handful of coloring books is excessive. But let's be real, if gamers can have more than 5 video games, why wouldn't colorists want the same? People crave variety, exploration, and the chance to color by mood or season. In fact, I did ask you about your own buying habits. The first poll was about how many books you own, and the majority of you have over 100 books. The other question was about your buying philosophy. 75% shared you buy what brings you joy. There are no limits. 20% shared uncolored books are fine, as you also collect them for art. And only 5% shared that you take a minimalist approach. Also worth noting, the TikTok video clips that were shared all came from the colourtok hashtag. But as we all know, creative cultures go way deeper than trending hashtags. Now let's shift gears to 2 more discussions that popped up in May. TikTok saw a backlash over crime-themed coloring books, with some creators arguing that these books celebrate violence. What do you think about crime-themed coloring books? Drop that in the comments. Then over on YouTube, Don't Buy AI made a comeback. Colored by Maya made a video about AI-generated coloring books, discussed concerns about AI-generated coloring books, pointing out that some AI models were trained on artwork without the artist's consent. If you want to find more details, be sure to check out that video. To help protect artists, the Kara app is a platform that was launched in early 2024 with the clear promise no content would be used to train AI. As for other trends, the following designs and styles surfaced. Mermaid-themed colored pages flooded social media in celebration of Mermaid. If you're looking for inspiration, you can also check out hashtags like Mermaid or Mermaid 2025. Summer-themed pages also surfaced, partly due to the cozy Hawaii coloring book release. And one TikTok colorist came super close to finishing the entire book by the end of May, which is pretty impressive. There were also 2 coloring styles that surfaced, the sticker effect and the statue effect. The sticker effect contains white outlines to make a subject pop, with the appearance as if you could peel the subject off the page. As for the statue effect, this style adds cracks and stone textures to make a subject look carved out of stone. This technique seemed to surface a little in April, but I noticed more colorists on Instagram and TikTok using it in May. If you want to check out this technique, there's a tutorial available by the Inkwell Witch on TikTok. And let me know if you plan to try any of these techniques in the comments. Moving on to coloring in the headlines. Most of the focus was about medical benefits of coloring. Rolling Stone published an article describing coloring as a stress-relieving activity, and they also quoted Mayo Clinic on the science behind the hobby. Health News Hub listed coloring as one of 5 ways to improve your gut health, placing it alongside sleep and nutrition as a tool for wellness. And a Northeast Michigan news source shared how simple art forms like coloring reduces anxiety. The theme of healing through creativity continued in Pennsylvania, where people with mental health experience created coloring books for hospitals to support recovery. Meanwhile, the University of Kentucky launched Coloring Outside the Lines, a program that focuses on mental health support on campus. And the recognition isn't just clinical. USA Today included coloring books in a roundup of must-haves for road trips, reminding us how accessible the practice has become. And lastly, SheKnows.com had a sweet story about the writer's younger sister getting her hooked on adult coloring. Next up is a reminder about Amazon.com's price increases starting June 10th. Physical books published by Amazon's publishing company, Kindle Direct Publishing, will see lower royalties for titles priced under $9.99. In response, many illustrators have announced price increases on social media. We're told that it isn't about tariffs, but business prices have gone up. AI-generated books may also be another factor, but Amazon hasn't confirmed this. One interesting detail with this change, color printing costs are decreasing in the US, UK, and parts of Europe. With this change, we might start seeing more vibrant coloring books, including the color by lined book trend I mentioned in last month's coloring news. Now that we know what's in the headlines, let's talk about the latest book releases. May brought a colorful mix. Magical Delights had a reprint by the popular illustrator Klara Markova, and there were many other books released with fantasy elements. 50 Dragon-themed Miniatures delivers exactly what it promises: tiny dragons with big personalities. Mystic Adventures by Caitlin O'Brien is filled with magical moments, and there's even a left-handed edition available. Secret Fairyland by Whirly Art brings fairies, enchanted forest magic, and there may be some dragons along the way. Whimsy Woods by Cozy Fungi is available on Amazon, and there's also a digital option available on the author's Etsy store. And then there is Whimsical Fable Critters by Whimsy Tales, if you want to color some storybook creatures. Whimsy Wings is another fairy adventure by Sky Colors. Berry Coloring also released Fairy Dreams, Keep It Dreamy. And lastly, in case you missed this release in April, Sacred Presence is a whimsical, soul-soothing coloring book with hand-drawn fantasy designs. Let's get into some fuzzy and cute coloring books. Roro's Diary Volume 3 is all about happy memories. This edition continues the story, and of course, you're going to get that premium quality paper. I do have a flip through on the channel if you want to check that out. Cozy Chaos by Kimberly Creets lives up to its name, as it's packed with cats, dogs, birds, and other pets with household messes. Raccoon Days by Miss Kish delivers mischievous antics and quirky everyday scenes. Cute Farm is the latest coloring book by Anne and Lisa, featuring simple designs with cute farm scenes. And then we have Sleepy Friends with critters taking naps and other cozy scenes. After 2 years of learning to draw, Victoria went all in to offer a coloring book with a relaxing start. And Capybara's Little World coloring book offer expressive animals and playful settings. And the last set of fuzzy and cute coloring books, Crafty Critters, is a unique coloring book that allows you to cut out animals, outfits, along with companions, similar to how you would with paper dolls. If whimsical creatures are more your vibe, check out these books. Whispers of the Fluffy Forest by Sun Tran returns with more creature charm. Whimsical Animal Portraits by Whimsy Tales brings character-rich expressions. Flower Power by Sweet Art Ross lends retro floral with animals and lovely nature scenes. Berry Coloring Volume 4 returns with the soft and simple designs that often appeal to Bobbie Goods fans. And there's also Comfy Pals by Sarah Nia Art, featuring adorable animal friends with everyday adventures. And lastly, Enchanted Hollow Volume 1 invites you into a magical forest where animal characters interact with storybook landscapes. The next books are Gentle Moments and Sunny Vibes. On my day off, Super Chill has laid-back designs by the Doodledine sisters. Camping Girl by Emily Cozy brings forest adventures and nature-inspired charm, which is similar to the author's style in the Cottage Girl coloring book. Cozy Girl's Summer Vibes by Jeanette Veronica capture all kinds of golden hour moments. We also have Little Lagoon, an aquatic adventure with simple designs by Alina Davis. Translated in English, A Coffee Among Us is a French release that's all about friendship, coffee, and cozy corners. Color Me Comfy by Peter Popper Press also made a surprise appearance. As always, this publisher delivers great paper quality at a super friendly price. Lastly, we can't forget the two most popular cozy books that were released in May. Cozy Hawaii by Jade Summer lets you escape to a tropical place, complete with adorable creatures enjoying the island life. And the other popular book is Soft Life by Vivi Tinta. This one embraces quiet moments and gentle routines with delicate artwork. And if you're looking to build your coloring skills, there were multiple practice book releases, each offering textures, drawing techniques, and pattern ideas designed with coloring in mind. How to Draw Easy Patterns by Southern Lotus is a beginner-friendly guide with simple pattern suggestions. You Can Color This by Willow Lake Studio was created by a popular TikTok colorist that is known for tutorials and textures. Goblin's Handbook by Susie Slug is a quirky guide that will certainly add some mischief to your practice sessions. And the last one is Outfit Ideas by Seuss Color. It's packed with stylish outfits, and it can be used for inspiration for your other coloring pages. Let's move on to upcoming book announcements. I do have a quick note. I've already shared multiple upcoming releases in the last 4 episodes of the Coloring News, so if you missed those, I will link them in the video description. The first 2 books are all about nature. What's Inside a Garden is designed to attract gardeners and nature lovers as it explores the quiet wonders of nature and backyard gardens. This one is expected for release in July 2025. Wildflowers is an upcoming book by Peter Proper Press, and as always, the publisher has nice quality paper at an affordable price. Elven Valley is one release I'm thrilled to see come to life, with its fae vibes and rich fantasy atmosphere. Knowing the illustrator is also a fan of video games and fae books, I'm confident this book won't have a single page that disappoints. The creator behind the Hold Your Folk coloring book series teased 2 new books expected for release in June 2025. One book is about mythical beasts, and the other is a practice coloring book. This illustrator previously shared free practice pages that were a big hit, so a fantasy-themed practice book makes perfect sense. Rita Berman fans may already be in the loop on this one. 4 new books are expected in 2025. 3 of them are part of the Hidden series: Hidden Seasons, Hidden Earth, and Hidden Oceans. Karen over at My Colorful Country Life has advanced copies of 2 of these books if you want to take a peek. The 4th one is a German coloring book. Translated in English, The Land of Little Adventures is filled with cozy villages, fantasy cities, and whimsical landscapes. It's expected for a German release in October 2025. A Million Hugs and Kisses by Lulu Mayo will continue the book series. This one is expected for a release in December 2025. And if you like to plan ahead, the 2026 Coloring Calendar edition of Magical Worlds by Johanna Basford has an expected release of June 2025. Lastly, there are 2 storybook-style upcoming releases. Back to the 100-Acre Wood is expected for release in June 2025. This is a storybook coloring adventure for Winnie the Pooh fans. And the other one is fairly unique. Brown Bear Wood has a fold-out coloring book that is also an advent calendar called Christmas is Coming to Town. This one is expected for release in September 2025. Well, there's your list for now, but be sure to drop a comment with the book you're most excited about. May brought a wave of updates for popular illustrators. Bobbie Goods is celebrating their 4th anniversary with a discounted 4-book bundle, but what really stood out were the brand partnerships. Elf Cosmetics teamed up with Bobbie Goods on a limited edition coloring page. This page is only available until June 8th, 2025. Burger King in Brazil also teamed up with Bobbie Goods and Faber-Castell for an immersive coloring experience. One video showed a classic Burger King paper crown covered in Bobbie Goods artwork, and there was another video with an entire restaurant decorated with the illustrations. To celebrate the event, Faber-Castell hosted live workshops using their supplies, and there were 2 other popular illustrators worth noting. Maria Troll launched a second Instagram account focused on art outside her coloring books. If you enjoy her dreamy designs, it's worth a follow. Fabiana Atanasio also shared some mermaid illustration, and there was also a personal post about her lifestyle. Moving on to art supplies and tutorials, Artix has announced a new 120 acrylic set. This one is anime themed and it expands on their previous 60 marker set. This larger set includes more skin tones, light grays, along with more red hues in a compact container. Posca fans were fascinated by this limited edition artist backpack. This bundle features a custom storage backpack, 200 markers, and colored pencils at a hefty price of $700. And here's some of the tips and tutorials I found interesting. Sugar Sweet shared some helpful blending techniques across various art supplies. Anne Rose Books shared 3 ways to color rain, everything from drippy rain, reflections, and rainy windows. And Whimsy Tales has been on a roll with beginner tips from an artist's view. The 2 that stood out include shading and lazy coloring hacks. And here's a surprising tip on Reddit. A user suggested placing a metal sheet behind pages when coloring with alcohol markers. Since metal doesn't absorb ink, they claim that not only does it prevent bleed-through, but it also helps the markers to last longer. Next up are 2 ways to repurpose colored pencils. On TikTok, a creator made a pencil vase. Then over on YouTube, a playable guitar was made out of 1,200 colored pencils. You can even buy one on his website for $6,000. Next up is your creative inspiration, which is basically a spotlight on other colorists. So I'm going to go ahead and leave my finished pages at the end of the video, but stick around if you want to see what I colored in May. Let's start with some pages inspired by familiar faces. Fans of the Friends TV show will enjoy The Tribute by Color Katie, featuring a nostalgic scene. Then there was a haunting Titanic-inspired page in Cozy Europe. This one features ghostly figures underwater with a theme song. There was also a sweet page inspired by a TV show, Anne with an E. Next up is some cozy vibes based on the season. This dreamy spring scene features a lady and her cat by Molly Colors. Bunny Cake captured crisp leaves, warm tones, and autumn vibes on this page. And check out this delicate sunset by Color with Her. Lucy in Colorland had a beautiful swan page featuring red, white, and blue. Victoria Bloom took on a beautiful lighthouse page with extraordinary lighting and texture. Let's shift to some pages with adventure. This pirate-themed page is bold with personality. And Willow's coloring brought a Holderfolk scene to life with a magical moonlit scene. Art of Valeris worked magic with lighting effects, giving this indoor scene a soft, enchanted glow. Jolly Jot's coloring shared a roundup of May pages, offering lots of vibrancy. Brittany Jones over on YouTube has a lovely coloring space tour worth checking out, especially if you're a fan of unique coloring books and art supplies. And lastly, a clever recovery. Afro Lotus turned a bleed-through mistake into a bold new design, a great reminder that alcohol marker shades can rescue any lost page. Next up is my colored pages. Once again, I'm going to do a showcase. It seemed like you all enjoyed that last month, so let's check them out. Well, that is all the coloring news I have for May. Thanks so much for your feedback for the last 4 episodes. I really appreciate all of your encouragement because these do take a lot of time to make. And if you missed the last 4 episodes of the coloring news, I have a playlist that I'll put at the end of this video. Thanks for watching.